Dear brothers and sisters, peace and goodness to all of you. In this Lenten season, we have been journeying with various biblical symbols. And today, as we continue, we reflect on one more biblical symbol, that is hand or hands. Greek physician Galen calls this symbol as instrument of instruments. Indeed, it's a great instrument that we use very much in our day-to-day life. In the light of scriptures, we can understand this symbol in these following ways. First of all, hand is an instrument of blessing or sanctification. In the book of Genesis, we see after God created the living creatures and human beings, He blessed them saying, "Be fruitful and multiply." Again, in the book of Genesis, we see Isaac blessing his son Jacob. In the liturgical celebrations too, the ministers blesses the congregation with their hand. Even our elders, the parents, use the hand for blessing the others. Secondly, it's an instrument of power, victory and strength. In Exodus chapter 17, we see in the fight between Israelites and Amalekites, whenever Moses lifted his hands, Israel was prevailing, and whenever he put down his hands, the enemy were prevailing. In Isaiah chapter 28 verse 2, the Lord is powerful and mighty and strong. With his hands he will hurl them down to earth. Thirdly, it's an instrument of action. This symbolizes both God's action of saving, protection, and human's action of helping, reaching out to the needs of others, fulfilling one's duties, also for inflicting physical injuries to others, even destroying one's life like Cain in the Old Testament. Fourthly, it is an instrument of taking oath or pledge or making an promise. We see this between the kings who made promise to each other, who pledged to each others. Fifthly, it is an instrument of punishment for evil or for unbecoming behaviors. And sixthly, it is also an instrument of healing, saving and life-giving. We see it in Jesus' life and in His works. Dear friends, we too are gifted with this greatest instrument called hand. But many times we neglect its importance. We take it for granted. We understand its importance when we have a fracture in our hand, or when we are injured, when we have injured our hands, or when we see a person who has no hands, or persons who are not able to use their hands due to disability. As we continue to reflect on this symbol, let us ask ourselves two questions. Do we understand the importance of this greatest instrument? Having gifted with this instrument, for which do we use it? To do good or inflict evil? Is it for the good of the others or to harm others? Or in other words, do we use this hand like the soldiers who beat Jesus on the way to Calvary, or like Simon to give a helping hand, like Veronica to wipe the face of Jesus?